Number one, the most important, the weekly cap for when you're in a party with other people using the crest can stay. However, the cap that makes it where when an individual is grinding with or without a crest, without a party, needs to be uncapped. The reason being is the current implementation of this system makes it 10 days for a free-to-play to be able to craft a legendary gem. This is, the numbers are so low on this, it's basically saying, look, if you're too poor to afford to be able to buy legendary crest, we don't really care about you. I think this is a pretty bad message to be sending to those type of players, considering that legendary gems take 36,000 gems to max out your gem. I think the fact that 10 days on average per gem is a little ridiculous. I don't think the math really adds up, and I don't believe uncapping this is going to ruin the game either. You might then be saying, well, look, if we uncap this, what's going to happen is bots will go into the game and ruin it. Maybe they will. However, I guarantee you the free-to-play community will be willing to change the ability to sell crafted gems for the ability to grind crafted gems. I don't think the free-to-play community would rather wait around and then get one 5-star and then sell it and use it for a couple crappy gems. I think they would rather just have a way of being able to acquire legendary gems. This seems obvious to me. As the current way stands, I can technically tell a viewer that everything in this game isn't paywalled except Dawning Echoes. However, it's not really true, because while you technically can get a legendary gem every 10 days, you're just literally not going to live long enough, because we're only human, for it to actually mean anything. So in my own personal opinion, this is the number one change. Your weekly limit for when you're in a party can stay the same. That way it encourages whales to continue to play with other people other than just whales who are running legendary crest. I'm fine with that. However, the single individual person in a Elder Rift with or without the crest needs to be completely uncapped, allowing free to play to essentially be able to choose between going and grinding gear in dungeons or on the overworld, or being able to grind legendary gems. Elder Rifts are not 100% efficient, meaning that doing this would actually sacrifice efficiency elsewhere in the game in order to farm legendary gems. And if you remove the ability to trade it, what are the bots going to do? Go in there and farm it all day just to have a strong bot account that's completely worthless? I would argue if they're doing that, then hopefully we have some bot implementation systems that can detect these type of people. I'm already seeing people using spoons get bans. So if the argument is bots are the reason we can't make non-tradable legendary gems for free to play, I simply do not buy that argument. This right here would be a massive goodwill for the community and would send shockwaves of PR saying Diablo Immortal now uncaps the legendary gem grind for free to play. That would be a good PR statement, and it would be a wonderful video that I would love to be able to come out here and say, look, they made a good decision. Unfortunately, as it is today, I cannot tell free to play players anything about legendary gems because it's basically dishonest, as I know the facts is you're not really going to get them, let's be honest. Now let's move on to the next point. These Immortal celebrations that you get, please make them worth more. I get 3 crests out of this. If you actually look at what you get for being an Immortal, it's quite pathetic. Look at the Psycho's End, okay? I get a gem, I get 200 healths, I got 1 mystery helmet here, 200 healths, I got a mystery weapon, which is literally a yellow. So, in my opinion, these are not good rewards for the Psycho. I think it would make sense that, isn't the Psycho supposed to be hype? I don't even know if I took the day off the game, I don't even think I would log in to pick these up. Like if I was like, I don't want to play the game today, I want to take a break from it, but I want to log in to pick my stuff up, this won't even make me log in to click the button. Just saying, please buff this. Battlegrounds needs some fixing. The current implementation, whenever the Psycho Strife ends, we all reset back to bronze, and then all the whales go through pub stomping all of the people again. This is highly discouraging for the people playing PvP near the bottom of the ranks to suddenly be flooded with all of these strong Giga Chads and just be one-shot. This means effectively what we have is emotional terrorism happening at the end of every Psycho Strife. I don't understand why we don't just, if you're in Legend, you get dropped to Gold 1. If you're Gold 1, you get dropped to Silver 2, Silver 1 to Bronze 1. Just drop people by 1 rank. have them reset. We can push and fight on the leaderboard for legend. Like the points go unlimited. I don't understand why we have to reset to 0 just to shit on normal people again. I as well don't want to play those battles. I don't want to try to get 25 and 0 kills. It doesn't make me feel accomplished. All it makes me feel like is RNG. Is there a bigger well on the other team? And then it's like two gods basically. You know, have you ever watched Lord of the Rings? Where Sauron, once he has rings, just like with the mace, just swiping people out. This is effectively what happens. And what matters is which team has Sauron, like who's got the god on their team. It's a really weird way to implement an MMR system in a game that reoccurs. Because you have to realize the Psycho Strife could be every week, which is an insane amount of progression. This is a lot of PvP battles. Like you have to play a lot of matches in order to climb the ranks. So if you want to climb out of those ranks, you have to stomp on a lot of throats to get higher. This is not a good design in my own personal opinion, because it's all it is RNG on who's got the bigger well on the other side. And when you get to the higher ranks, it's not really that way, because you're climbed up and, you know, people are 2200 to 2500 or whatever. And sure, there'll be a Giga Chad sometimes, but it's not like this where it's like, okay, who can kill more plebs the most? It's like, which team is incrementally stronger when you're in the higher ranks? And it's frustrating to me that we basically have to ruin a bunch of people's experiences of the PvP game every week, because what's going to happen is people are eventually just going to stop doing PvP, because like I'm saying, the rewards aren't even that great. So you either need to buff the rewards to make it worthwhile to get dumped on every week, or you need to change the way the system works. I would lean towards maybe buffing the rewards just so people don't care and say, I just did it for the rewards anyway. As it currently stands, you lose too much XP by doing Battlegrounds. I'm not a fan of the fact that if I choose to do Battlegrounds, I feel like I'm falling behind in the game. I've done hundreds of missions of Battlegrounds, which I know means I've probably lost myself like 3, 4, 5 Paragon levels just because I chose to have fun in the game. So I would think that was something that needed to be changed. These Psycho Turn chests for the 50 hilts aren't really that great. They're okay, I suppose. I also think you should be reducing the price of Crest to 200, the rare Crest. You should be reducing the price of the monthly legendary Crest to 1,000, and then the monthly legendary Crest should now be weekly legendary Crest, in my own personal opinion. The reduction in price is because it's going to be more common to be able to purchase them, and you're basically asking people 4,000 hilts a month for these legendary crests. I don't think it's ridiculous to give people 4 legendary crests in 1 month, but if you choose to implement the free-to-play grinding system I mentioned in the beginning, I can understand this staying as it is. So in my personal opinion, if you're not going to even consider uncapping the Fading Embers for grinding reasons, even if you remove the possibility of bot trading with it, then at least give people the non-tradable version of legendary crests more often with hilts that they earn in game so they can purchase it. I'm not asking for handouts. I'm asking for them the ability to earn and purchase more of them. Gear going from 30 to 80 Paragon is ridiculous. Seeing yourself like, oh, I needed 30 Paragon levels to go up, you know, for the tier 2 gear, that's great. And then seeing you need 50 Paragon levels go up is highly discouraging in the current way that we have the experience system. I myself am not pushing experience. I am only level 50. I'm only going to keep a few levels above server Paragon level because in my own opinion, that's what the game's telling me to do. It doesn't sound like being 5, 6, 7 Paragon levels is really going to give me a massive stat bonus unless it's from, oh, I'm 75 and he's 80. But at that point, once I'm 75, I'll be pushing through the 80 anyway. My problem is because of the way the server Paragon system works, having the gear be locked behind 80 is basically a time gate, not anything else. You can just look at it and be like, well, I can just wait for the server Paragon to be there and then I can do it in factually a third of the time and I can just play some alts or something. This is highly discouraging for people. I think it should go 30 to 50, dude. 30, 50, 80. All right. And look, if you can't add more hell modes because of it, that's fine. You don't have to add more hell modes. Okay. Move everything down by 1 tier and add a new layer of gear at the top to the top hell mode. Okay. Or you have to do something about this because what I can tell you right now is 30 to 80 is going to be a big quitting point for people. The armory should be in a menu, not actually at a physical location. The reason why is because very often when you're doing the armory, the rings themselves will be changed out, or you'll get new pieces of gear, and then you constantly have to go back and overwrite. What this actually ends up meaning is that you basically never use the armory and just do everything manually, because if you use the armory, it's going to use all your outdated stuff literally anyway. Maybe at the higher levels, the armory will become better when the upgrades are fewer and far between, but the armory either needs to update with the gear that you equip. Like when you have the transfer button, be like, do you want to update your armory pages too? And then click yes on that, or else you can have it be in the physical place it is, but you have to have that update the armory at remote location, or else it basically ruins the armory. I'm not the first one to mention this, but the Paragon levels need to be reduced or removed entirely for the Blacksmith. You do still need the salvage and scrap, so I don't really understand why we're gating out something that's literally already gated. This is double redundant. It's like we're gating you by Paragon, but look, once you're at the Paragon, you're gonna have the scrap anyway. And look, if you have the scrap, why won't you let me upgrade some of the ones I can do now? And then do the rest later if I don't have the scrap. If I have a whole ton of scrap, it means I'm playing your game a lot, right? I feel like we should be rewarding people who play the game a lot. If you have a problem with the balance of how much it costs, instead of gating it out by Paragon, why don't we change the cost of what it takes to upgrade it? So upgrading is a bigger deal. It's more expensive, but it's not depressing because you're not literally like, nah, you can't do it. You can do it. You just need a lot of scrap. So go grind, which would doubly be great if we removed the cap off Fading Embers once again. So now you're going to grind for both upgrading your gear and the legendary gems. You can start to see a path for the free to play. And then guess what happens? The free to play are starting to like the grind. Maybe then they're feeling, I don't mind paying a few dollars to boost myself ahead because I'm enjoying the grind. I can see where I want to be. I can see how long it's taking. I see I can do it, but maybe I'll just inch my way forward a little quicker. You'll get more icebreaker sales this way, in my own personal opinion. That's simple. Fix those things. You got like 60% better game. There's a lot of things in this game that are fantastic. There's a lot of things in this game that are highly annoying. Those are some of the ones that are highly annoying. I honestly think you fix the Fading Ember and make PvP a little bit less discouraging, make it where like maybe every 2 cycles or something, or just don't reset everyone's MMR back to 0. Like that seems obvious. Do those 2 things, dude, you got a massively better game. The other stuff on the list is like, yeah, you can adjust it, the armory would be nice, and there's other things, but it's like, look, the real problem is free to play have no way of farming legendary gems. I don't want to hear that they can do it every 10 days. I don't even want to hear it. Every 10 days they get 1, and that's probably a 1-star. Like, come on.